Hello and welcome to the Secure Coding course. My name is Sunny Ware and I will be presenting an overview of the BurpSuite proxy tool. One of the tools we will be using in this course is called BurpSuite. It's the BurpSuite proxy tool, and I wanted to go ahead and give a quick introduction to the tool and some settings. Now, you might be thinking, well, what is BurpSuite? So basically, BurpSuite is an interception proxy tool that sits between your browser and a website. And what this does is it actually captures the traffic as it leaves your browser, but before it actually goes to the website, and allows you to see that traffic and actually manipulate data that's in that request or response. And so BurpSuite is something that is running on your local machine, and it runs usually on a particular port number, and we'll be using port 8080. And so what happens is you change your browser to actually point to BurpSuite first. You turn the interceptor on in BurpSuite, and so when the traffic leaves your browser, it gets captured in BurpSuite, where we can manipulate values inside of that request. And then BurpSuite can forward the request on to the website, where of course it's forwarded to the web server, which is serving that website. And the exact same mechanism can be done for the response as well. So let's go ahead and start BurpSuite inside of our VM. What you'll need to do is open a terminal. And you can open a terminal window just by clicking on the left-hand side, Terminal. If you already have one open, you can open another one by clicking New Terminal. We're actually going to need a couple in order to show the instructions as well as starting up BurpSuite. So when you first log in, if you do the command Who Am I, you'll see that you are Ubuntu. And actually, there is a directory in the home Ubuntu location that is called BurpSuite. So you can go ahead and CD into that. Inside of that directory, you're going to find some instructions that I've created that tell you how to run BurpSuite. And you will need to go ahead and take a look at these because I did have to modify the location where it's run. So the first prompt is that you should change to be root. This is easily done in Ubuntu with the sudo command. So we can use our other terminal over here for that. Now when it prompts for the password, remember that our password is reverse. And then step number 2 says we need to change to the opt directory. And then step number 3, run the following command at the prompt. So you can just copy this command and paste it over here. So let's go ahead and test out our BurpSuite and make sure that it's working with our application. Now, in your VM, all you need to do is open your Firefox browser, and it's going to actually default to the location of Tomcat, where Tomcat is running, which is on port 8090. And what you should have is you should have a bookmark for WebGoat already in the bookmark drop-down. So you can just click this bookmark, and when you click that bookmark, you should have an authentication required of guest. Now, make sure that BurpSuite's proxy intercept is off. It will be on by default, so make sure that it says intercept is off in order to get the prompt for WebGoat. So the username is guest, the password is guest, and you should come to the first page of WebGoat and go ahead and click Start WebGoat. So now going back to BurpSuite, in order to actually verify that everything is working fine, let's go to the General HTTP Basics menu. And this is just a regular web page. This is just a regular web page that will take in your name and just reverse it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our name inside of this text box, but before we click the Go button, we're actually going to go to the Proxy tab and turn Intercept on. So in BurpSuite, each of these tabs represents a different module. And as you can see, BurpSuite is made up of quite a number of different modules, a lot of functionality in this tool. Now, one of the problems is that you have to tell your browser to actually go to BurpSuite before it goes to the website, before it goes to the web server. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can actually go into the configurations and modify the options. And that would be under Advanced Network and Settings. And you could set the proxy settings here. However, another way that you could do it is I actually have an add-on inside of your browser called Foxy Proxy. Foxy Proxy allows you to set up multiple proxies and just tab between them. So if I wanted to turn off BurpSuite from intercepting, then I could use the default, and so it would no longer go to BurpSuite. But in this case, I want to go ahead and have BurpSuite intercept all traffic. It should already be set up for you, but if it's not, it's very easy to add a new proxy. You're going to put the 127.0.0.1. The port is going to be 8080. And you can put a name here, BurpSuite, so that you know which one it is, and just click OK. So we've got everything set, and we have our intercept on in BurpSuite. So we're going to go ahead and click the Go. And what you can see here is inside of BurpSuite, we actually have the name that we typed in that's getting captured. And you can see that this is being held here. So we have to actually click forward in order for our request to get forwarded to the web server. And so it finally did, and it just reversed our name. Now, a couple of settings that I want you to have. Go to the Proxy tab, go to the Options tab, and we're going to make some changes here. We are going to move this URL option up. This is for client requests. We're going to move that up. We're going to enable that, because what we want to do is we want to look at the URLs that are in our target scope, and we're going to do the spidering in just a moment. Now for the file extension, we want to add one more option here. So go ahead and edit this, and you're going to copy the JPEG and add in JPEG with an E. So just make sure that you get the caret the JPEG, the $, and the pipe. And click OK. So yours should look just like mine now. Also, what we want to do is we want to intercept the responses. And so we need to click this checkbox here, Intercept Responses. And we also want to make the same change. We want to enable this, move it up. We can get rid of that second one there. So we're going to focus on the URLs that are in scope, in our target scope. A couple of other things to mention. There are all sorts of features with BurpSuite. If we were running over HTTPS, for example, a secured protocol, then we could actually just click this and have BurpSuite convert that, do an SSL strip and convert it to HTTP so that it's no longer encrypted. We actually don't need to do any of the other settings for now. So that is all that we need to do. So please make sure that your settings look exactly like this. Okay, now to move to our target. Now I have already started clicking around in my website, but if I were to restart Burp and have it do a spider of this target location, what I would do is I would select spider this host. And I'm going to go ahead and have that included there. Now you can always check the status of the spidering action by looking here. And it actually looks like it's done. Now, one of the things you could do is you can see how there are external websites that are referenced. What we can do is we can actually have BurpSuite only show us the items that are in scope. Okay, and so that helps to keep this much cleaner. Now, as you take a look at your WebGoat installation, you will see that there are lots of screens here, and we've not actually clicked many of them, so they'll be grayed out. But as you go through, as you actually go through the website, these grays will turn to a dark font, and that lets you know that you've visited that page. So that's an overview of BurpSuite and the configuration settings.